There's this quiet collision happening right now, right under our noses, between the world of crypto and old school banking. And one company isn't trying to tear the old system down. Nope. They're betting their entire future on rebuilding it from the inside out. Let's dive into their grand design. So let me ask you this. Which crypto company do you think is making the biggest waves in the financial world right now? Your mind probably jumps to Bitcoin, right? Or maybe one of the giant exchanges. But what if the real game changer is a company that's actually teaming up with the very banks crypto was supposed to make obsolete? And that company? It's Ripple. See, while a lot of crypto projects are all about disruption, Ripple's playing a totally different game. They're not trying to burn the house down. They're trying to give it a high-tech renovation. It's all about integration, not just blowing things up. All right, so to really get this, we first have to understand the impact crypto is having on banking. Like, why are these massive financial institutions even paying attention? Well, it all goes back to a huge old problem they've been wrestling with for decades. I mean, just think about it. Ever tried to send money to another country? It's a nightmare, right? It costs a ton, it takes forever, and half the time you have no idea where your money even is. These are the exact headaches, crazy fees, snail-like speeds, and zero transparency that have been dragging down traditional finance forever. And that inefficiency, that's a golden opportunity for someone. And we're not talking small potatoes here. Look at this number. $100 billion. That's how much money banks have poured into blockchain companies since just 2020. This isn't just them dipping their toes in the water. It's a massive, flashing sign that they believe this technology is the future. And that brings us right back to Ripple. This is exactly where they come in. Their entire platform was built from the ground up to fix these specific banking headaches. And here's the comparison in a nutshell. On one side, you've got the old way, slow, expensive, and a total black box. On the other side, Ripple's platform, fast, way cheaper, and you can see exactly what's happening. It's a direct answer to all those problems we just talked about. And that's why the big banks are taking notice. So how do they actually pull this off? Well, the engine driving this whole thing is something called the XRP Ledger, or XRPL for short. The best way to think about it is like a brand new super fast set of train tracks for the world's money. It was designed specifically for speed and efficiency, letting money zip around the globe just as fast as you can send an email. Okay, another really important piece of the puzzle is RLUSD. That's Ripple's stablecoin. Now, a stablecoin is basically what it sounds like. It's a digital dollar. Its value is tied directly to a real-world currency, so it doesn't have all that wild price swinging you see with other cryptos. This makes it a super reliable, stable thing that banks can actually use to send money across borders and, bridge that gap between the old money world and the new one. But look, having cool tech is one thing. You need a killer strategy to go with it. So let's break down exactly how Ripple is planning to connect these two very different financial worlds. It's actually a pretty smart step-by-step plan. First, they went after the biggest headache out there, sending money across borders. Then, they brought in their stablecoin, RLUSD, to make things predictable. After that, they started buying up key companies, like Rail Financial, to own more of the infrastructure. And the final piece? Teaming up directly with major banks to get everyone using their system. See? It's a very deliberate, calculated move. And this quote really nails it. Ripple is setting itself up to be the bridge between what people call TradFi, that's just traditional finance, and DeFi, or decentralized finance. If you can be the one thing that connects those two massive worlds, well, you suddenly become pretty essential to the future of all money, period. But, of course, Ripple isn't operating in a vacuum. They've got some serious competition. Let's take a quick look at who else is in this space. So you've got the big names, right? Coinbase is huge, and they're focused on building services for institutions, even partnering up with giants like Chase. Then there's Binance, which is just this massive global trading machine, really focusing on their global reach and trying to stay on the right side of regulations. They're all powerful for sure, but their goals are different. What makes Ripple stand out is its laser focus on one thing, getting inside the banks to fix that cross-border payment problem. Okay, so with all that in mind, what's the big picture? Where is all of this going? Let's zoom out and think about what the future of finance might actually look like. Get ready for this number. $18 trillion. That's how big the market for tokenized assets is expected to be by 2033. And tokenization just means turning real-world stuff, like a building, a piece of art, or company stocks, into a digital token on a blockchain. That number, 18 trillion, It just shows you the mind-boggling scale of the change we are living through. And companies like Ripple, they're the ones laying the pipes and pavement for this whole new economy. Okay, but we have to end with a reality check. As exciting as all this is, the crypto world is still the Wild West. It's incredibly volatile. Being on top today doesn't mean you'll be on top tomorrow. A single new rule from a government or one big market crash could literally change everything overnight. So yeah, the future looks bright, but nothing, and I mean nothing, is guaranteed.
And all of this leaves us with one last massive question to chew on. As these two worlds, crypto and banking, smash together, the real fight isn't just about technology. It's about who gets to set the rules for how money works for all of us in the future. Now that is something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.